about me bending him
We're
over.
terrible.
You don't think me and him would bond? I've been to Taiwan.
Yeah, literally, he is the goat at talking to humans.
Gives a fuck? Aiden?
That's true. I don't. I
No one
give a
cares
fuck.
about
I
you
don't
and
give
your
a fuck.
pilot dad.
And everyone, when you talk about international travels, it sucks.
And
Anyway,
I hate your dad.
Here's my Aiden story. Here's my Aiden story. Oh my god, I was in the airport going on a trip. I was going on a trip and I met someone who was interesting.
Yeah, that
and
was
we had
like,
a conversation.
This was like the time that I went to Tibet, and it was like Tibet's just like really cool. It's just like I just like put my AirPods in and walked around the mountains.
And I joined the resistance for the weekend. We beat up a few Chinese police officers. It was, and I said free Tibet while I did it.
What's crazy about it is that they went to my high school. I didn't even know.
I've been getting fucking bullied. So
Tell me
hard,
about it,
bro.
man. I've heard you've had some hard
Slime's
days.
back to streaming, everybody.
I just started. I was like, you know what? I could stream some fucking Valorant, dude. I had to remember how to diffuse getting bullied the other day. It was on stream.
I heard you got diced up by some high schoolers.
It was multiple times. It was on Breeze. I was trying to retake, and it's like 1v4. I start running in. The Cypher has ult, right? And then I'm like, and I go and I get shot, and they're like, bro, you should have moved faster. And I was like, it doesn't matter. Cypher had ult anyway. He could have just ulted me. Like I didn't have no shot. And then all of these guys who don't know each other just start saying, yeah, dude, Cypher had ult. Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And they kept bringing it up every time I would speak. They're like, okay, we got to rush site. Cypher might have ult, bro. And I was like, and this is happening live. And I'm like, why am I getting bullied? This isn't fair. This is like the fucking second round. And I had to remember what to do in this situation as a 32-year-old man.
I gotta watch this VOD.
Dude, I was literally like, I wish Nick was here. Like, he would know what to do. And it came back to me. I was like, okay, no, lean into it. This will be. And then I'd be like,
I am white. I am a fucking bum.
That's what someone said. They're like, this is like when fucking 8 Mile said he was white trash. And I was like, that Leave It to Beaverline almost killed me. And basically I was like, okay, yeah, but yo, Cypher's got all. We gotta rush it. Like when the round starts,
They're like, don't do that.
Like leaning in it, but they didn't do that. They respected that I did that, and they were a little bit nicer to me.
When you go to a
like,
coffee
I go
shop,
to all
it's
the
not
time.
one person in black and white churning the fucking machine making coffee. There's two baristas. One sees you and goes, "Oh, I know their order."
Yeah,
and they
then
start
they start
making your
making
coffee,
it.
and the other one goes up, and they don't know who you are, what you care about, and they go, "What do you want?" And then you order, it, and the other guy's like, "Oh, I already got it for you."
I
Here
used
you
to
go."
do this at Dairy Queen. I used to look at the customer, and there was a lot of them I recognized, and I would be like, they want this. And I was right pretty much every
I
time.
love being a regular.
I do too.
I yearn for it.
I hate it.
I yearn to find a place in the world.
I know I'm wrong, but that's how I feel.
I want to walk up and I want to be given my food, and then I want them to be like, "Atatakimasu," and I'm in Japan.
And I'm playing video games, and I'm eating a
Mario's
big
there.
piece of cartoon sushi.
Enemy's real.
It feels like it shouldn't exist.
White
like
person moment,
Central,
white person
Old
moment.
Town, Zurich, white person moment.
I
What do
felt at roots with who I am.
okay.
I actually found out I'm Native American while I was there.
How many times has someone said I'm a drop Cherokee?
Dude, I had a guy come up to me a few days ago, and he's like, "Oh, hey, you're Nick from the yard." And I was like, "Yeah, well, nice to meet you." And he's like, he just doesn't like respond to that. He just goes, "I like the topics you guys talk about because they make me think really deep." And then he stares at me, and I'm like,
Meanwhile, I just had to be described what a composer does.
Well,
And I'm like-
thought cloud is popping above his head. He's seen Max Mofo gag on Anthony's fart.
yeah, and I'm thinking like, "Oh, it's a joke." I'm like, "Oh yeah, real thought provoking." He goes like, "Really, like it's very thought provoking stuff." And I'm like,
I like your son a lot.
I'm like, "Yeah, man." And then he just left,
yeah.
and I'm like, "Did I get owned?"
No, that was just the DMT vape. That
Where is
guy
this?
wasn't real.
This was at the climbing gym.
It's
Aiden, I
worth the
can't wait to-
risk because I feel like this person should be rewarded. I went to a concert right before I left. I went to go see Mount Joy, and I was standing in the back of the crowd.
I'd mount Nurse Joy. Got it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of
I got
something
there,
like
baby.
If he had said I went to Mount Joy, I would have been like, well, I was there too. I don't know.
Let's go.
Our gears were turning.
Let's go. Fuck you. I'm back.
Yeah, he is back.
He's
Am I
back.
gone?
And base.
Why me?
He said he was gone. He said he was gone, and
I'm
now
not
he's-
leaving.
And now he's
here to stay.
He's here to
You're
stay.
here to go.
Anyway,
And
Don't
for
lie.
the audio listeners, I
we're
dated.
waiting for them to come on after the opener, and we're just standing around waiting, and I see a guy in what I think is a Slippy hat, and I just want to go talk to them because they have a Slippy hat on.
You're like the reverse of a fan. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna go say to
No,
him?
no. Hold on. Just
Dude, I love frogs
Listen,
too. That's so cool.
I kind of like exit our group, and then I realize as I get closer, that's not a Slippy hat. The totally different type of hat.
Please don't
But
tell me you still go up.
Dude, he goes,
No.
sorry, man. So you're wearing a hat that actually it's this game I play.
I thought
it's
it was
called-
the online version.
Yeah. No, there's that game you can play online
You don't
now.
actually go to slippy.gg, you go to Blibby.
Yeah, so I know what I'm saying is confusing, but Blibby explains all of
It's called
this.
Slippy though, the hat.
But coincidentally, as I'm walking by a group of people, somebody stops me. It's a friend, not a fan. It's Based Fox, the SoCal player.
Let's go. Can't nobody fuck the bass
he's
guns,
with
bitch.
he's with a friend of his and just stops and says hi. We start talking for a while, and I go back to the bar to go get a drink. And I'm on my way back. I like throw a couple things out, and I come back to like the group that I was talking with, and I stand back there again, and somebody taps me on the shoulder, and it's a security guard, and they're like, "Please come with me, sir." And it's like very stern. And I in my head, I'm like, dude, what have I done? Like, it's like did I like throw something in the recycling bin that I wasn't supposed to or something? Like, that's the only thing I can even remotely think of that I've done weird. And he pulls me aside, is like, maybe I seem like too drunk or something, and I'm not. I'm not even drunk. And he pulls me aside and he looks straight at me. He's like totally deadpan, and he's like, "Hey man, I love the podcast."
That's really funny.
And he introduces himself, and he shakes my hand. His phone was dead, so he couldn't take a photo. And he comes back to me later after he charges his phone, and the show's like almost over. And he's like, "I'm sorry, man. I was just like trying to fuck with you because I thought it would be kind of funny. I didn't mean to like scare you or anything."
Well, he was a security guy.
And he was an actual security guy.
That's really funny.
And
I
was
that.
like, one, you did scare the shit out of me, and two, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
like, you have no
that's
reason
so
to
much more
apologize.
creative than saying, slime bald or something like that.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
You guys are being annoying. You guys are being really annoying. Shut up. I'm not sorry.
Kill yourself.
You should be fucking sorry.
I wish you died.
Why
Over
would-
a monkey?
In the lesson, it's based on logic.
Evil Corp sentient robots are depressed. Holy shit, this is hard.
That's okay. That's cool.
And have asked for a change of scenery. The robots are being sent to an
Just
evaluation
It's
facility.
like 3 of
where they'll
Atriox's
be measured and
dog.
reassigned. All right, continue.
That is me sans an Atrioc in
3 of the
order.
robots, all different models, have missing model IDs. Ray is not the newest. Nuck is the oldest. Lex is not the oldest. What is the correct order?
Okay, Nuck is the
Lex
oldest,
is the
so
youngest.
Nuck has to go on the right. Lex is not the oldest.
Lex is
far
the
left.
youngest.
Ray's in the middle.
Lex far left.
Ray's in the
Yeah,
middle.
Ray's in the middle.
But
Boom.
Slime said out loud, Lex is not the youngest, so Slime is dumb.
Yep, Slime loses. Okay, Slime's out. It's us 3. Next
Nice.
one. The robots are being packed into a container for their next evaluation. Which arrangements make these packaging requirements? Lay is in one of the 2 middle. I'm gonna do it in my head. You don't get to find out.
This is hard.
Dude, they
Okay.
wanted us to do this. This is gonna be a 45-minute segment.
Something about brilliant.org is that it's hard sometimes.
Here's the thing. I'm hard doing this
You know
puzzle
what?
because I'm learning.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I know it. Ray is on the Lex is on the Mig is left of Lex and right of Ray. Lex is on the far right. Mig is next to Lex.
Aiden's on the far right. That's what I
Amen,
always
brother.
say.
We have said that a
Ray
lot.
is next to them. And Loy is one of the middle 2 spaces.
Oh.
How? How?
Okay, look. Let's get out of here.
Fuck!
Let's get out of here.
No! Bring it back!
No,
Zipper.
no, 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 no,
Bring
no,
it
no,
back!
It's okay, it's okay.
Hey,
You're
buddy,
okay.
buddy.
You're okay.
Breathe.
I'm good at games!
Hey, Ludwig,
Loy, you fucking rat!
You're all right. It's all right.
Ludwig, I want you to go to brilliant.org/theyard. You know what you're going to do there?
What?
You're going to practice every day, and you're going to beat this.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
gonna
you
beat
need to
this.
use
You
it
know what
every
I'm gonna
day
give
if you want to keep your brain in
get
shape.
rid of
The
those
first
robots.
200 people, it's a race.
I'm
Get
gonna get rid of them!
Get 20% off.
Hey, kiddo.
An annual premium subscription.
Join me!
Yeah, join
me!
Join Ludwig on his evil
I
quest
want 200 of you to kill them with me!
to kill all of the robots on
Eat your
Brill-
liars!
on Brilliant.
All right, brilliant.org/theyard. 200, you get 20% off. That's it for this ad read. We're going back to the
once
episode.
Once you're signed up, they send you the cartridge in the mail. So.
All right, goodbye.
Fuck your banks, Lloyd.
Back to the episode.
Go fuck you.
Everyone, don't do that. Speaking of cabals,
Fitting in right now.
Also, that happened in New Hampshire with my butt in your mom's bathroom.
and on that note, let's get back to the show.
Something happened to me today.
What happened?
I think I
Eamon?
was sexually harassed.
Wait, really?
I feel like that's bad.
Dude, we're talking.
You're being an asshole right now.
No, you're right.
So that's annoying.
What happened?
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Tell the
man.
horsey bears.
No, you have your
You listen to me.
You have your emotional protection horse. Tell us what happened. Aiden, put the cow hat on. I don't care how charred it is.
Oh, dude, it's
Put
so
it on.
Put it on your head
and tell us what happened.
Now you're
What
a little
happened,
cow.
man? What happened?
Hey, no, that's wrong. They shouldn't do that.
Stop standing in the way of their love.
I just think that cows and horses, it's backwards. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Cows.
Aiden, what
Okay,
happened?
what happened to you?
You can't just say that.
You know the sunglasses that Atrioc broke?
And don't
eight?
say you're gonna fuck my mom after.
I'll
An
go-
eight?
I'll go
eight?
with that.
Dude,
In 8, you didn't let him stand your fucking
I want Carl
couch.
to
That's
answer.
good.
Carl,
No, the
Carl's
cow-
the most unbiased.
It's a white couch.
It was
It's
nice
a white
of you. You had a better experience.
No, you wouldn't like the
I
couch.
was like,
I was
bored.
doing you a favor.
I was
Why would you want to stay
bored.
on the
Hey,
couch?
I think Carl should answer that question.
Lean on this fucking
Carl,
couch.
you say your icks and your loves, and then rate George as a friend, and then
Okay.
rate me as a friend,
Okay.
and then also, how big's your cock?
Yeah. Oh, we do have to get to
We've
that.
been wondering.
His
that.
mom's been wondering.
Oh my.
Never gotten a complaint.
Don't make a face like
Hey,
fucking.
it's like me and missionary.
I feel
We're
like-
the same.
I feel like if you've gotten a complaint, that's
Never gotten a complaint. Something bad happened.
yeah, something bad happened. Like you don't just get complaints, even if your dick is
also,
small.
if my mom. Oh, you never got one. I thought you were like, I never heard a
Your
complaint.
dick is
I've never gotten
too
a complaint.
small. I don't, why do you say penis in French?
Comment dit-on bise? It's the beat.
Beats by Dre.
Paris Saint-Germain. All right, go ahead.
At
We've been
least-
cutting. We've stepping on you. Tell us your things.
Little bro, do your thing.
Okay, I'm gonna start with George because it actually connects with his. He was saying his gripe for me is that I always want to try to stream at the end of the day.
Mine's the opposite.
My gripe for him is that we'll start the day. No, we'll end the day, be like, all right, we couldn't get any streams done today. Tomorrow, let's do a stream train and let's record a banter episode, right? And then we'll wake up. And he's like, oh, she can't be off right now. And then we'll just be hanging out.
Seems-
And then I'm like sitting there ready to go the entire day, trying to set something up. And then at the end of the day, he's like, why don't you ever just want to hang out? So he'll like lead me on, like he'll like blue ball me about making content until the very last second.
I've
You've been there
grinded
for
in
that
real
too.
life.
You have been grinding in real life.
What else do you
Aiden,
want?
what don't you like about Atrioc? Because you
I
like
was
so
so
much.
I was father
nice.
model because he's so much older than me.
Not that
I, we
don't.
get it. You have a dead dad. Jesus
yeah, and
Christ.
he's dad age.
bro.
Can you be my new dad?
You could be.
older than me?
Yeah, but my dad died.
Yeah.
And your dad.
It feels like my dad is your new dad.
By the way, I brought this up. I think I brought this up. When my dad died, he fucking messaged me and he apologized for yelling at me. And I was like, oh, that's what it takes, huh? That's what it takes.
That's what
Yeah,
it
dude.
takes.
Because he came into the room.
You better have another close person die for this.
He,
This
ca-
house
he,
invasion.
ca- he came into the Doritos Locos Tacos room, and I was literally telling him I'm really happy that you're around. And then you were so mad because you lost an Age of Empires game that you were like I don't want to hear this right now. And it's like you thought I was fucking with you, and I was like, wow, dick, okay. And then when my father passed away, he messaged me. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry I did
Yeah, I
that.
snapped at him. I forgot about that. I felt like I was being kind of a douche.
I deserve it. You're okay.
Ludwig says maybe I'll play with you guys because I'm waiting, but he's like, but XQC might start a stream soon.
Dude, I'm browsing his offline chat. I'm in his Discord. I entered a VC call in an alt account that I made, and I said, when's XQC streaming? And I kid you not, they went, Ludwig?
No.
And I was like,
Just scram.
and I hung up.
And you
and
ran into a tunnel painted onto a wall.
I was in the offline, I was in the chat of Train because XQC was in there. I was in the chat of Dizzy because XQC was in there. And he showed up 9 hours later than he was meant to go live. And so we went live at 11 p.m.
Every game of Valorant that we finish, we check back in with Ludwig. We're like, hey, do you want to play next one? And then Ludwig's not like, nah, I might go live soon. And this goes on.
No, Dad's gonna be at my
this
birthday.
goes
It's coming
on
real
for
soon.
I can't.
6 hours.
I was checking all day because I knew about this. So all day I'm just checking. I'm like, still not live, eh? Well, maybe XQC is live. Maybe he's just like XQC's also not live. This is not good.
11 p.m. to 6 a.m. is when he streamed. So that is when I streamed as well.
Wow.
I was blessed, however. It was probably his shortest stream in the past like 3 months. So I suppose so. Speaking of, by the way, I think I get a lot of shit for, sometimes in conversation not being the most comprehensible, like meowing occasionally.
Meow.
Well, we meow for fun around here.
Meow. From the time.
Sometimes not using
As
words.
a cat does.
I think Nick is leaving us in the ability to communicate.
What do you mean?
Our Nick?
What
Yes.
do you mean?
I think Nick is leaving us because
Yeah.
we were hanging out last night and we were trying to play Clue. And every fucking sentence this piece of shit says is like we're gonna play Clue, and he's like, I got a clue of what bitch I'm fuck tonight. and he's like, and I was like,
It's just
dude,
one.
Dude, I was
You've
on
turned into
fire
like
last
Yingling
night.
Like a
doll
doll with a pull string for a
we all,
joke.
yeah, man. We all know who it is.
It's the same joke 20x. Nick's like, or Yingling's like, what are the rules? And he's like, I rule when I'm in your mom's vagina.
And they're like, who do you want to play? And I'm like, Jafar. They're like, all right, Jafar. I'm like, Jafar from these hoes.
And he just and it's silent. And then he's like, man, give me the podcast room right now.
I was like, bro, let's go upstairs.
Let's go upstairs, play this Clue game right now.
For 2 hours
Wow,
without
and you wanted me to be there.
Well,
You
I
wanted
didn't
me
know
to
he'd be
cancel
like
my
that. I
plans
didn't
to be there.
I
He
kept
hung out for
saying,
2 hours. He didn't get a genuine
I
conversation.
kept saying, how do you play Clue? And like, QD would try to explain to me how Clue works, and I'm like, there are any females in this game? I didn't realize how mad it made him.
It didn't make me mad. I'm just never hanging out with you again to play Clue.
I didn't get close to winning.
But it
Ludwig
sounded,
dusted
you
us,
affected
bro.
him, so it sounds like you did win.
Yeah, I
which
got
is
a
I
little
good.
bit.
dominated in Clue.
Yeah, he did dominate.
I got called to play Clue, and I said I don't want to drive.
Yeah, that's fucked.
I realized like one turn before the last turn that there was courtesy cards that we all get to see,
Yeah,
And I
which
didn't
was
know-
said.
which I needed to win.
You guys put bread on it?
No,
No. Yeah.
kept it honest.
Just you three.
You were in there for some reason while I was shitting.
You invited me in there.
Okay, sorry.
But he's like, oh yeah, just come and piss in here with me. I was like, how?
pissed in
So
the sink.
I pissed in the sink.
Yeah.
Well, he pissed in the
He
toilet.
sat on his lap,
And then he was
opened
like,
his
I need a
legs.
shit.
You woke liberals,
Hey.
I'll cancel you all.
He mic dropped
Yeah.
and he left.
Dude, you put a beat over that, it's actually slightly hard. I was gonna say something about fucking Daily Dose. Can't remember. Oh, I was gonna ask like, well,
For some reason,
tell the class what you saw.
So I haven't used TikTok in a long time. Actually, the only time I used it was when I was in a relationship and my ex-girlfriend liked watching it, so I'd watch it as well, like send each other stuff. But I stopped using it for months and months and months. First time I fire it up, it's instantly breastfeeding Latinas.
That is mine. And naked women.
I don't have the naked. I just have very specifically breastfeeding Latinas, which is not like something I sought out or talk about in front of my phone. Because I
or,
can
or
accept.
so you think.
I
The
can-
algorithm knows you better than
I
you
can
fucking know
accept
yourself.
that they can listen to me. And then, so the other night, I'm watching TikToks when I wake up at like 2 a.m. and everything is past. All the shit you guys were talking about, I was just asleep. My phone died and my alarm didn't go off. I want to sleep an hour. So I was like, oh, this is sad. So I'm watching TikToks and it's just like, it keeps bringing up shit where it's like 5 signs your girl is cheating on you. And it's like, why women will always like never be trustworthy. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I want to see
Andrew Tate.
dogs.
Andrew Tate.
I was gonna
TikTok,
say maybe
yeah.
it's because we were talking about Andrew Tate
Maybe
last
that's
week.
why, yeah.
Maybe.
Because I genuinely don't use this. I want to see like cute animals, monkeys, and like, yes, breastfeeding Latinas. Yes.
Your TikTok timeline is fucking Andrew Tate popping off and then like Gibbon scratching himself.
And so I adjusted. I kept going like, I don't like this until it was, there's this new trend where it's like girls in like large oversized shirts, and then there's this sound. It's like a gunshot after a countdown, and then they just tighten their shirt,
And their
which
boobies pop.
shows their boobies,
Oh,
and
I
I'm
love
like,
'em.
well, this is good.
You're saying you're saying this is online now?
This is on TikTok, so you can just.
What would I do to
I hate that.
find?
That sounds.
wow.
So if
You
I
said
made
that
a
like a boomer
TikTok-
to you. It's like, it's on TikTok.
It's on TikTok. Yeah, you get the app. So
From the app
That sounds
store.
quite nice.
So that's
So-
what I was doing, man. It just sucks.
It fucking does suck.
I'd like to see an argument for it because all I've heard is arguments against it. Like I would love for someone to say, "Oh no, it actually works like really well. I take it all the time."
Yeah, but he'd
Whatever.
be paid by Big Air.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's
Wait,
Can't
laugh,
trust.
laugh
That
now.
guy
5
also
more
does
years.
really sick jumps.
Yeah.
The Air Jordan canned air.
No.
That'd
Yeah.
be tight as fuck.
Well, Aiden was actually, we were talking about skiing earlier, and Aiden, apparently it's called a yard sale when you fucking wipe out real hard on the mountain because all your shit flies everywhere.
You wipe out so hard you'd lose every piece of equipment that is on you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It becomes a yard sale on the
Sonic
mountain.
losing all his rings.
Yeah. I thought it was like dying in Fortnite. We were on the same page.
All roads lead to a gamer.
Which brings us back to the Gamer Suicide Hotline. Man, I feel like just Sonic right now. I've lost all my rings, so I'm looking for more.
Dude,
I just
imagine being on the other end of a suicide hotline. They're like, you ever feel like Sonic after you lose your rings? I'm like,
No.
I'd be like,
I'd be the one person at the call center who would be like, "Thank God they got me."
you would be, I think that's actually your calling. Suicide hotline, because you'd be like, well, where are you from? And they're like, you'd be genuinely interested. I'm sure you have to be a certain
Yeah, I
type
can
of
go
person.
work for Mungo when this comes together.
Yeah,
I
you
like the
could.
idea of this example that like if they called you, you wouldn't be interested.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You'd be like,
No, it would
yeah,
be
fuck
like
off,
it would be
loser.
like the advice show. They'd get on
The
the
advice
phone,
show?
They'd
I'm
get
so-
on the phone,
So,
and Anthony
hold
would
on.
be like,
Let me-
"What a stupid fucking
Let me
question."
say
so
we have
mad,
an
bro.
advice show in our Patreon. It's me and Aiden. It's our own special show. It's only in the Patreon.
only audio.
Only audio. And Aiden is in charge of picking the questions.
Okay.
It's all he has to fucking. And every fucking week he does the same shit where he goes, all right, let's do the questions. All right, question 1. Both my parents killed themselves in a burning house of fire. And I lost both my legs in a war I was drafted to because I'm poor. I love your podcast. Love what you guys do. What do you think I should do in this situation?
Slime bald XOXO.
And then he goes, yeah, I don't think I'm qualified to answer this. Nick, what do you think? Fucking every week. And every time I have to, last week we did this, I was wearing a fucking Batman mask while we were filming, while someone told us about their trauma. And Aiden is laughing his ass off reading the question because I'm Batman.
Dude, I'm like reading through the most traumatic experience, and he's Batman, but he's like shaking his head.
At this point, I feel bad about wearing the Batman mask.
Well, you
Dude,
didn't
I
take it
man.
off.
You can't.
Well,
no,
I
you
can't show my
committed.
identity.
You can't take it off.
Why did you need to?
Sniffer.
It's a bit of a sniff.
It's away from my poop.
Why would you need to?
Because we are so filthy people. It's disgusting. No.
I can't believe none of you guys have seen End of Z World. It's like one of the first like Flash videos.
Oh, I might have seen that. It sounds familiar.
Thought about it anyway.
I was getting fucking cooked in the Discord. the
Oh
other-
my god, bro!
What was
Yeah,
Yeah,
End of
I
the
have.
World.
I have seen it. This is a
Here's
Neil
the Earth.
Cicerega, right? Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was getting cooked up a little bit,
What'd you do?
and
Well, you guys remember when
What'd you
Slime
do,
was
man?
wondering why it would make a clapping sound
if
Right.
for back shots,
Yeah,
back shot. He was
I
like,
didn't
"What
know
are
they were
back
called
shots?"
that.
And we're
I
all
just
roasting.
didn't know the slang.
How do you make it
And
clap?
then someone in the call was like, so it said Mish, and he's like, "What's Mish?"
Yeah, Dawson was like, "Yeah, he's fucking out here, just fucking the Mish, just talking about how it's like the fucking best," and I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, Slime.
You didn't pick that up?
And then he went on to describe why missionary is king and why it's the
Yeah.
best and only way to have sex.
I didn't say the only. I literally didn't say the only.
He was like,
I did not.
The
But I
size
d-
of the call, he goes, fellas,
Just
but
let me-
doggy style, the dick can't go in. So
No, god damn it.
that's what
I was
I'm
getting
saying.
shit. I was getting shit from the whole Discord. It was late. Everyone's lighting me up because I was like, "Oh, Mish, yeah, Mish rules."
He's like, Mish is the best and only.
I didn't say the only. I said it's the best for a reason. It's the reason it's the default. I said there's a reason it's the default, and I fucking stand by that. So, and they were all making fun of me,
yeah, that's sad.
and I just wanted to. I wanted to you gentle yardigans.
Missionary for her pleasure.
Am I? Yeah. Am I wrong?
No, dude. I bet you do it great.
And it's funny when Aiden said today, if you guys had pussies I could eat, you would love me. That was really
Wait, you
funny.
said
that
Yes, he
was
did.
so funny.
And I was like, that's what I was saying to the guys last night. I was like, if you guys,
I wish, you were saying, I wish you guys all had pussy so I could I could show you the world.
yeah,
I wish you had
I would fuck you all
Take
so
you on a
good.
I would
fucking
fuck you in
mustache ride.
I would
bro.
fuck you in one position so well for a while.
I would give you 30 minutes of missionary, and you'd be on your knees
And
after.
it'd be really easy to talk because we'd be looking at each other.
Why is that a bad thing? Don't look at each other.
Well, you know, because we could kiss while doing it.
And we can kiss and then also share little messages.
Why?
Like, that's,
I
like,
don't
that feels
understand.
good.
I'd be whispering in your ear and shit.
I may be vanilla, but I think that it's, again, I don't think I've ever gotten any complaints.
It's like,
Do you think that you would though?
Yeah.
It's like unless I feel like you're egregiously bad.
you know, like the spot on your skate shoes that's worn down because that's where you always break. That's
Yes,
like
Nick, I know
that's
about
like
that.
The top of any girl you're dating's vagina because that's the only part you're touching with your
God
penis.
damn it.
The
I
bottom
think-
has never seen a penis in its life.
I think missionary is great because when you pass them the note that says, "Will you date me?" Yes, no. You see the reaction.
Because after when you say "Do you like me?" circle one,
I don't
then you
understand.
get a really honest answer.
The Kama Sutra came out. He wrote his own book called "Just One Position."
It's
The Kama Sutra abridged.
Bro, I found the Spark Notes in Kama Sutra.
Bro, the Kama Sutra's on Chegg.
so what I'm saying
It's the
is,
audio
Over the
book.
first page.
You're gonna want to look her in the eyes and then
why is
thrust.
that? Not that I'm like an eye looker, like, you know, but like,
You don't even look at her.
I mean, I'm a visual
you looking
guy.
at?
You're doing mission, not looking at her.
I mean, obviously, I'm
Dude,
looking at her,
that's
but like,
bad.
dude, no, like,
He gets to say mission accomplished.
why
Was it good for you?
Why am I wrong here?
I think that generally you're never wrong in your sexual exploration.
Why am I wrong?
You should only do what you're comfortable with.
That's
That's
not
the
to
thing.
say I only do Mish. I'm just saying Mish is like pretty great.
Yeah, it's great.
Why are you laughing?
I just think it
No, it's
comes
funny
off
'cause-
as like
Your bed has a girl side.
Look, I'll jump.
It's the bed part because you're always on top.
That's not true.
I think that exclamatory
The whole
about missionary comes off as like
I'm just saying I got shit for it. But for one, I got shit for it because I didn't know the shorthand for it.
mish.
So if I'm really about Mish, I should know the shorthand
you
for
had
it.
too much sex to not know that, dude.
What the fuck?
You've
What
had
the
a lot of
fuck?
sex, and I think it's also on the back of not knowing what making it clap is, which we get why you don't know that
Right,
now.
because the butt
you're
butt
only
cheeks
doing
are
No, I
Mish.
just didn't know what
And
back shots
it's
meant.
hard to make it clap when you do
But her
Mish.
butt
I
cheeks
get
are
it.
touching the cushions on the bed because she's been on her back for an hour and a half.
She says, "Let's change positions."
So-
They just move on the bed.
So the funniest part of this was very much only to me was Mike's name the next day in the Discord, which he had changed to the lion, meaning lying, the Mish, and the board hose, which I said I think that's the funniest thing I've
Oh,
ever seen in my
man.
life. Even though it was at my expense, and I think I'm right.
all the other walls are just unrendered.
Oh, it's
Bro,
like you are
I
47.
remember one time she wanted to see Toy Story 4, and I told her, "Babe, I can't. I really got to catch up on this homework. Like, I'm behind." And so I blew her up, and then she came into my dorm later with like a gift, like a snack for me.
Oh,
I wasn't doing homework.
dude.
I was 14 hours deep into League of Legends,
no.
and I had torrented
dude.
and watched Toy Story 4 on my own.
No
Yes, come on.
That's
The
fucked.
fact that she didn't
That
break
is
up
actually
fucked.
fucked.
It's one of the most fucked things I've
Dude.
ever done. It's
That
probably
is evil.
I literally regret it more
Wait,
than anything
Ari.
I've ever done.
Ari,
Don't even
ask her about
Ari. Dude, we need to know why. We need to.
Oh,
How did the relationship
Oh,
survive that?
I mean, the
asked her in
fact
the
that she
past.
didn't break up then is like
That is
she's ride or die.
unbelievable.
That is fucking
She's ride or die.
unreal.
That's crazy. That's not
Ari.
ride or die. That's like gaslit Stockholm syndrome.
No, no, not
So-
time.
So Brandon here just told us a story about Toy Story 4. Can you give us out your perspective on that? You can sit here right now.
Maybe, I think it might have
The
been
fact that she's moved
maybe
on from it
three.
is
Yeah.
so.
I think it's three.
It's
Pure of
definitely
heart.
not 4.
because 4 is 2017.
Do you remember
Toy Story
when
3.
you wanted to watch Toy Story with me and I said I couldn't because I had to do homework, and then you came over to my dorm room and you came in and I had been playing League of Legends and I'd already watched Toy Story.
Okay, it's definitely not 4. It's either 3 or you're talking about Monsters University.
I was Toy Story 3.
Oh,
No, it was-
okay.
It's Toy Story 3.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
You
She's
are.
pure of heart, and
That's-
I
No, I
hey,
think
Ryder.
it's because she's Stockholm
She's
syndrome.
repressed
10 minute blacks
Oh, yeah.
herself.
No,
No,
well,
no,
it's
no.
because like your league thing was like ongoing for like months.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool
The
quirk I
leak thing
had.
is like, oh, you're a fucking, you're kind of a douchebag. But
was a
the
blur.
torrenting the movie she asked you to watch,
Okay,
like,
but-
because what that means is you did want to watch it, but just not with her.
No, I wanted to watch it with her, but I didn't want to take a break from League, so I had
But
it
you
on.
did anyway.
Isn't that
No,
a
it
red
was on
flag,
the
Ari?
monitor.
You're
Like, I was-
dogging your
I
league
just feel
teammates by
like,
watching a movie while you play.
I was
You're
playing
dogging
poorly.
her by ignoring her to watch
Dude,
it.
I had an Excel spreadsheet and I had to get 10 wins a day or I wouldn't let myself sleep. I was a psychopath for League of Legends.
Why did you let him get away with it?
I was
Yeah, what did you
busy.
see in me back then? 'Cause I don't know.
You were, that's what you always say when I ask you is you just say I was busy and you had your own shit going on.
What
True.
did I see in you?
Facts.
'Cause, like, I definitely like don't go for white
Winning,
people. So.
personality, maybe. You know, like charm, ambition.
She saw the balding was
writer.
coming, so she
Jeez,
thought
what
she could
was
come
it?
in before that
I
happened.
mean, we were friends, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay, babe.
back then, I guess
This
it was
is
hard.
great. I love this.
I love this for you too. That is the most. That is the most dog thing I've ever heard. Actually,
Yeah, I felt super bad about it. I felt legitimately guilty.
You
And
actually felt bad?
I felt awful.
I don't think I felt that.
I felt
Still queued up the
awful.
next day though.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Elo
he
don't
still-
find
he still
himself.
had the sheet.
that's something
Yeah.
that I would joke about Aiden doing.
Yeah,
Like, I would joke that
And
Aiden.
then
I
Aiden-
was
and then Aiden goes,
legitimately addicted. I
Love to
was.
see it.
Aiden's like, I
You
would
would-
want to watch it. Did you like it?
Never do that.
I don't think you would do that.
You might do it.
You might.
I torrented one movie on my school's internet and then got a fucking like DMCA notice from the from the network admin.
Look how depressed and sad Maya is, just
He wants to
missing
us.
missing
Yeah.
Ari so
Does
much.
want Ari so badly.